First football memory would have been just playing out the street with my brother. A few older boys from where I lived. There used to be a little bit of green grass down the front of where I lived back in Belfast. So probably after that I went to a soccer school at Cover Soccer School, which is a Dutch thing. I must have been about 5, 6. That was sort of the first initial memory of getting proper coaching. Man United fan. My dad supported them. I was just brought up as a Man United fan. First game I went to, I probably went to a couple of Irish League games when I was younger, but the first one I remember at Windsor Park was Northern Ireland v France, and France had just won the World Cup, so they brought the World Cup with them, and we're sort of parading it around Windsor Park. That was a nice experience to see all them top players from that squad. First Man United game I went to was against Spurs the day they won the league. I think it was 3-0, maybe 3-1. I'm not sure the result at the time. That was great. That was a great experience again. The travel over to Manchester and get to see the team I supported, playing at Old Trafford. Probably a Man United one again. As I say, growing up a fan, but I do remember my granny buying me a Aston Villa kit. I think she liked the colours, and I had that for a while. But it was probably a Man United one. First boots would have been Puma Keen, were quite popular back then. Although I did have my favourite pair growing up were we were on holiday in Spain, and there was a mate called Joma. So my dad bought me a pair of them. They were sort of like a metallic-y blue. So it was quite nice going back and it was showing all the boys in the team my nice blue boots that I bought on holiday. So they were my favourite. Favourite player would have been anyone from that Man United team. Ryan Giggs, Solskjaer, Keane, Scholes, Beckham. I also really liked Zidane when I was younger. I managed to go over to Madrid once and watch Real Madrid and Valencia at the Bernabeu, which was a great experience again. Got a Zidane 5 shirt, so he was one of my idols growing up. First junior team was a team back in Northern Ireland called Green Island Boys. I remember the first training session I went to. I was year 2 over here, so it's P3 back home, primary 3. So I was maybe about 7 years old. Just in an indoor sports hall in a leisure centre. They'd only recently started out. But obviously now they've gone on. They're one of the biggest boys teams in Northern Ireland. They've had a lot of success and getting boys over to England and the Scotland for their trials, and they get obviously signed up. In Belfast at the time there was a Man United soccer school, so it was like you used to go twice a week and maybe once on a Sunday, get coaching by people who were affiliated with Man United, and then if you were good enough you got asked over on trials, whether it be in like the summer or through the school holidays. So I was there for a few years. I think it was from about 8 years old till I think I moved over to Manchester when I was 13. And my family were moving over because of Johnny. He had already signed permanent at Man United. So when we were making the switch, they asked me to come on a trial at, I think we went to Shrewsbury. It was over like a half term in May, I think. We went down there for a week. I did well on the trial, and since I was moving over anyway, they asked me to come back again in the academy for another 6 weeks, which was the standard trial period then, I think. Managed to get signed up and joined Man United Academy under 13s, 14s. The professional debut was a bit weird because I actually made my international debut before my league. So my debut for Northern Ireland was against Italy away in Pisa, and playing against Gattuso and Cassano, all these top players. Great experience. Damien Johnson actually played in the same team as me that night. Not too sure about advice. I'd always listened to my dad growing up. He went through at Chelsea and Forest as a young player. Never made it professionally, but he's sort of been there and knew what it sort of he wanted to do. He never quite made it, but I always listened to him growing up, and I had my older brother who had a couple of years ahead of me who had been through it. So it was, you take bits from everyone, and I think the main thing is you just gotta keep practicing, and there's going to be ups and downs on the way, but you just gotta keep your mind focused, and hopefully you can come out. Best memory of football would be the Euros with Northern Ireland. It's just like an amazing experience. It's playing against Germany and in Paris Saint-Germain Stadium, or the night in Lyon where we beat Ukraine 2-0. They'll live with me forever, them memories. Yeah, the Will Griggs song, that was brilliant as well. We used to come out for the warm-up, and each nation had their own sort of song, but they always put on Will Griggs on Fire for the Northern Ireland fans, and the stadium just used to be bouncing, and it was like you've come out to warm up, and it was just goosebumps. It was amazing.